Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, prize picks content, sportsbooks content, all that good stuff. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me, privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. And then all these videos, they get uploaded to this subreddit right here called DF Sports. I have it linked down below. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. You can ask me questions about the slate, pretty much anything you need there. And yeah, I've been playing DFS full time for a few years now. Been profitable in every single sport that I cover. I'll show you guys my results in a second. And if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys core plays for cash, GPPs, I even give you guys players I'd be overweight to in GPPs, players I'd be who I don't like in GPPs. I give you guys captains for showdown, pretty much anything you can think of. I'll have that link down below. Definitely probably the cheapest in the industry. If you ask me, it's like close to like 50 cents a day. Just wild. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the breakdown. But first, let's go over my results from the past year. I did show up my showdown video, but some people don't like playing showdown. They wait for week one. So this is my last year results, 26% ROI last year. Mostly focused on cash games, but I do play GPPs every single week. And this is my results on the season. Lifetime results. Apologies. Alrighty. Let's get into my results from tonight. Like I said, I show you guys my results every single day so you can gauge if I'm a winning player, a losing player. I think more people need to do this. And this is my cash lineup tonight. There were two lineups that I was considering. Luckily, both of them got into the cash. I went with Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, Jake Elliott, and Narvison, the Packers kicker. The other lineup I was considering was this lineup: Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, and just punting off, basically taking a zero. Both lineups good. One with the other. This one did better, but yeah, ended up cashing. Had a good night. Two profitable nights in a row to start off the NFL season. My GPP lineup, I only threw one lineup in the Millie tonight. Didn't cash, didn't have Saquon, didn't have Jaden Reed in this lineup, so did not do well there. But really good night. Hopefully you guys had a good night. And let's get into the breakdown. So we're going to go over cash games first, and then I will go over some GPP games that I like, some players I like in GPPs if you want to, but mainly the players you pick, it's basically going to be off your stacks, right? And then if your stack's low and you can play more chalky plays as one off. If your stack's low and you can play more chalk as one off. So I'm going to go over the chalk. I'm going to go over cash. And then I'll go over some sneaky GPP games that I like in GPPs. So without further ado, let's go over quarterback. I think there's a decent amount of quarterbacks firmly in play for cash this week. But the one thing that we have to keep an eye on here is Russell Wilson. So I saw reports that he was doubtful to play. Now he limited in practice. I saw a tweet that he was gearing to playing. So like we're gonna have to wait and see here. But if Russell Wilson for some reason doesn't play and Justin Fields starts quarterbacks, he's gonna be a piss nuke at $5,000. Obviously, is ton rushing upside. Steelers, they're probably going to be one of the heaviest run teams in the league as well. So like, got to keep an eye on that news. This will be going over assuming Justin Fields does not start. But if Russell Wilson is in fact out, Justin Fields, yeah, going to be very good in cash, obviously. All right, so like I said, there's a decent amount of viable cash quarterbacks this week. I think Josh Allen's firmly in play. I think Kyler Murray's in play. I think Anthony Richardson, probably your best overall quarterback option right now, but I think Trevor Lawrence is in play. Jaden Daniels, I think is decent. There's like 5-6 good quarterback options for cash this week. I don't think I want to play Trevor Lawrence in cash just because he doesn't have rushing upside. I tend to like guys that are on the slate that have rushing upsides like Anthony Richardson, Kyler Murray, Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields if he starts, right? Josh Allen, has a rushing upside, right? So Trevor Lawrence, clearly my least favorite cash quarterback on the slate. I do like him in GPPs though. But if I had a favorite right now, I think it's Anthony Richardson. Let's just throw him in our cash shell for right now. I'm going to give you guys an early core for cash as well. I don't typically do this, but since it's week one, I will do it. This could change by luck on Sunday. So just keep that in mind. Follow news and stuff like that. Follow my updates on Reddit. So right now I'm going to throw Anthony Richardson in there. I think he's probably your best overall quarterback play on the slate right now. He's going to be the most chalkiest. You can definitely get away from him in GPPs, but as far as cash games, think gearing towards playing Anthony Richardson right now. Other guys viable. I think Kyler Murray's firmly in play. I do give the slightest to Anthony Richardson. Like, Anthony Richardson only played 4 games last season, but we saw the amount of production he brings. The touchdown upside on the ground. They're projected to be playing from behind, right? The volume, I think he's great. But Kyler Murray, I think, is good too. And then if you're punting, I think Jaden Daniels right now, assuming Russell Wilson is your punt play on the slate. Rookie also has a ton of rushing upside going up against Tampa Bay. Total for that game is 42.5. Bucks favored by 3.5 as well, so should be good script there for him. I think he's really good too. Like him in GPPs quite a bit as well. Josh Allen, I think, is decent as well. If I had to rank the quarterbacks, I'd probably go Anthony Richardson 1, Jaden Daniels 2. Then you could flip flop, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and then T-Law, definitely my least favorite in cash games this week. Alrighty. Now that we got quarterback out of the way, let's go over to the running back position. I don't think there's a ton of running backs in play this week for cash. There's kind of like a sweet spot. I don't think paying up is fine or the best. I think you kind of want to go more mid-range. Like, I think Bijan Robinson's really good, right? He's going to have a much bigger role this year. Heavily involved in the passing game. I don't think you can go wrong for Bijan. Like, if I'm spending up for a running back in cash games, it's definitely going to be Robinson. But I think, guys like Devin Shane, I think is good. Alvin Kamara, he's going to be really popular in cash games. Rachaad White, people were overreacting to the Rachaad White stuff, but they came out and said that he's going to be their guy. They're going to use Bucky Irving whenever they need him, but Rachaad White, he's going to be their guy. So obviously, I don't think he's going to get the volume that he got last year. Like, absolute insane volume. I think you have to have the expectation that it's going to go down a little bit. But I'm still expecting him to play just an absolute ton. Good pass game role as well. He's firmly in play for cash. Kenneth Walker, I think, is good. I have some sports bet stuff on him. They're going to be playing from ahead. You can just see him absolutely torched into the ground. I think he's really good in cash. What else? Going down further, no to Tony Pollard. He's going to be splitting snaps with Spears. No to the Steelers running backs. And I think that's kind of it. So personally, for me, it's Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, Devin A. Shane, Rachaad White, Kenneth Walker. Chuba Hubbard, I think, is fine as well at 5.3. If you do need a cheap option as a running back, I will be popular as well. Moving on to wide receiver. I think if you're spending up, I think there's just one guy to spend up, and he's definitely going to be a cash stable for me as of right now, as the slate stands right now, and that's going to be Tyreek Hill at 8.7K. So we'll throw him into core for right now. Absolutely love Tyreek Hill, just wide receiver 1 in this league, with the best producers at wide receiver in this league. Jacksonville, decent spot. Absolutely love Tyreek. So if you're spending up, I'm not going to get to Lamb in cash this week. Same with Justin Jefferson. I think it's a very clearly Tyreek Hill. It's not close at all. Not too high on the Raiders offense. I'm not going to go to like Devontae Adams. We'll talk about Chris Godwin in a minute. I think he's going to have a really good role this year. Nico Collins, no thank you. I think Michael Pittman's fine in cash games. If you need a filler play, I think that's okay. 6.8K be the last reason. I think that's fine. Not going to get to Diggs. I hate Diggs this year. Let's go down a bit further, and then we get into the sweet spot. So I think this is the range that you want to sit in for cash games this week. Is this sweet spot right here? Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Chris Godwin. Let's start with Drake London. Now, Drake London does have a tough matchup. He's going to be really popular. He's probably my least favorite if we're considering these guys, but he'll probably be the most popular. I don't really have strong takes with the 3, but Chris Godwin going to be playing a lot more in the slot this year. That's a very valuable role going up against Washington. really good. Malik Neighbors. I mean, who is Daniel Jones going to throw to outside of Malik Neighbors? He's going to get absolutely peppered with targets. Wouldn't be shocked if he just absolutely cooks on volume, which he should. At 5.9K, that's really good. This sweet spot right here is just really, really good. That's where you want to be living in. Drake London, Neighbors, Chris Godwin, these type guys. I think Terry McLaurin is firmly in play for cash games. I don't mind that at all. I love Terry McLaurin this week and in the season, but prefer the guys that we went over before him. Christian Kirk, I think he's decent. Tank Dell, you can make the argument for. Deontay Johnson's playable. And then we get to just the absolute lock of the slate, and that's Yoshi. If you are not playing Yoshi in cash games this week, you are just putting your money into the fire. What it's going to do, it's going to allow you to pay up for guys like Tyreek Hill. Just clear misprice. T. Higgins out. Jamar Chase, if he plays, is going to be on some type of snap limit, snap count. Yoshi, just an absolute lock in cash games this week. And yeah, I think I'm starting my builds with like A-Rich, Tyreek Hill, Yoshi, and then use those mid-range wide receivers that we talked about. It's going to be a very chalky week in cash games. Like, it's very, very straightforward this week for cash. It's like, yeah, London, Neighbors, Chris Godwin, Yoshi, Tyreek Hill. If you want to go to like a Terry McLaurin, that's fine. Not too keen on Tank Dell in cash games, but he's playable. Same Christian Kirk, I think is good at 5.5K, like that. Quite a bit Deontay Johnson playable. So that's like the sweet spot this week, in my opinion. Then we move on to tight ends. So obviously McBride, I think he'll probably finish as tight end 1 this year. I think he's fine for cash games. Usually I like to kind of spend down a bit in cash games at tight end, but perfectly okay with Trey McBride in cash this week. Same with a guy like Evan Ingram at 5.5K, perfectly okay with that. But the guy that stands out to me the most and the field the most is going to be a guy like Kyle Pitts. Where is he? Kyle Pitts, 4.6K. Drake London, tough matchup. Kyle Pitts should have a fine time. Will he finally have the breakout year? I really don't know. But yeah, with Drake London probably getting the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most traction. It's going to leave more opportunity for Kyle Pitts. I just think he's really, really good. Might be over-owned in GPPs. I definitely think Drake London is going over-owned in GPPs. So I do prefer Kyle Pitts to Drake London in GPPs this week. And some other viable tight ends for cash if you do need to punt. I think Branson is perfectly okay at 2.9K if you need a punt option. Then I think Zach Ertz at 3.6K is playable as well. If I had to rank them, I'd probably go Kyle Pitts and Ertz, my 2 favorites, considering price. So yeah, that's, if I had to give a cash score, like I said, I think I'm going to go Anthony Richardson at quarterback. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. I'm going to go Yoshi. I'm going to go, who did I throw in there? Kyle Pitts. I think that's going to be my cash score for now. I will let you know if it changes on Reddit. All right, let's cover some GPP stuff. Now we get into the sauce. Let's cover games that I like to target. So we already went over the chalk. So we know what the chalk's going to be. It's going to be those Atlanta guys. It's going to be Chuba Hubbard might get some ownership. Kyler Murray will get some ownership. Buffalo won't, if I recall correctly, won't be too popular. Yoshi, but no one else in this game. Some ownership in the Houston, Indiana game, but Trevor Lawrence, Tyreek Hill. So yeah, let's get into some GPP stuff that I like. If you guys want a whale play that I think could work out and win you $1 million just in large field GPPs, I think that's Justin Jefferson at 8.4K. Do I think there's a chance he could outscore Tyreek Hill this week? I think it's possible. Sub 5% ownership going up against the Giants. I think that's intriguing in GPPs. What else? I like James Cook quite a bit in GPPs. No one's playing him this week. I think that's really, really good. Any other running backs I like in GPPs? I think the chalk's just like the chalk. I don't mind DeAndre Swift. Zamir White at 5.7K. I like. Don't like the Steelers running backs. Ford. Oh, Julio McLaughlin, another large field GPP play that I like quite a bit. 4.3K. They're going to be playing away from behind. Or what's the spread to this game? I'll go over it. Yeah, they're 6-point dogs. So I think I'll have a large role this year as well. Good pass catcher, should be involved in the pass catching game. Should be playing from behind. Quarterback play not going to be great. So I think Julio McLaughlin, I think, is very, very intriguing in large field GPPs. More of just a punt though. Throw a prayer in the air, right? So don't mind that. But let's go over some games and stacks that I like. So the first one is, I mean, I guess it's fine. It's going to be Atlanta, but like Kirk Cousins going to be popular. This whole team is going to be popular. So the way to get different here is, it sucks fading Drake London, but like I think Darnell Mooney is intriguing in GPPs. They don't really have any other option besides Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. I like this year. Kyle Pitts is great. I think, playing Kyle Pitts, if you want to double stack like Drake London, it's fine. It's going to be really, really popular. So you're going to have to find a ways to get different. If you need to bring back, you don't even need to bring back in this game, but if I were to play one, it's disgusting. I guess Pickens is fine, but yeah, going to be popular there. This game I love in GPPs. Kyler Murray. Want to do a double with like Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison. Don't listen to the red here. Marvin Harrison actually has a fine matchup this week. Don't mind that. I think that's fine. I really like the Buffalo side though. I love Josh Allen in GPPs this week. Khalil Shakir going to be the wide receiver one. Dalton Kincaid's going to open up a lot more volume with no Stephon Diggs. Great matchup going up against Arizona as well. You have really good bring back options. Like I said, I really, sorry, I was on Buffalo. If you need a good bring back option, sorry, that's Trey McBride. You can go double tight end. Double tight end is going to differentiate yourself in GPPs as well. People don't like playing double tight end. So I'm very, very high on Buffalo and GPPs. Titans, no thank you. Any plays I like? No. Tony Pollard, Spears, they're going to split work. I think DeAndre Hopkins is decent in GPPs. I actually like him quite a bit. Not too worried about the injury. So I do like DeAndre Hopkins. That's about it for Tennessee. Chicago, don't like anything here. Adunes, I think, is okay for value. I think he's solid. He's actually playable in cash games as well. That's really about it for Chicago. This game, absolutely nothing besides like Yoshi. Houston, it's Houston. You guys know the drill. The wide receivers, I hate Diggs. I think Diggs is fish food this year. Tank Dell, my favorite. Not even close. And then Nico Collins, if you were to double stack. Dalton Schultz is fine as well. Bringbacks, I think you want to go with like Michael Pittman. Granted, I don't have any issues with that at all either. Like Trevor Lawrence quite a bit. You guys always know I'm a Trevor Lawrence slappy, but I really like Christian Kirk. I really like Evan Ingram. I really like T-Law doubles this week. It's so easy to double stack and use a bring back. Kirk will be popular. Ingram will be popular. So you're going to have to figure out ways to get different in your lineup, but I love this start. If you want to get different, you just play bam. That's how you get different. Use that as bring back. That's fine. Then ETN is okay. Don't love it. And then Gabe Davis, I like in double stacks as well. Extremely high ceiling at 4.5K. Low floor will kill you in GPPs, but extremely, extremely high ceilings. Like maybe do something like this to get off the chalk. Gabe Davis, fade Kirk, play Ingram, or Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, fade Ingram, right? Because Ingram would be popular, but really, really like Trevor Lawrence this week. Miami, you guys know drill. Love Tua every single week. A Shane, really good play. If you want to get off a Shane chalk, you do something like this. Jalen Waddle. You can single stack Tua. I tend to double stack. People underplay Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill lineups together because there usually isn't enough value to do so. So I go out of my way to play both together and make it work because they're way, way underutilized. Don't like any of the tight ends for Miami. And like I said, it'll get you off a Shane chalk as well. If you need to bring back, I think price adjusted for that lineup, Evan Ingram would be your best bring back for that lineup, or Gabe Davis. I would say Gabe Davis actually. Minnesota don't like anything outside of Justin Jefferson. Like JJ and GPPs quite a bit. I think Johnny Munt's a decent punt if you do need a punt as well. Giants not too particularly high on stacking Daniel Jones this week, but Malik Neighbors just love. Going to be extremely popular. Denver nothing. Seattle Geno. I think he'll have a better year this year. Ken Walker, really good running back play. Like I said, going to be popular, but like DK Metcalf, good. Obviously, you don't need to bring back for Denver, but like Geno, quite a bit. Raiders no. Chargers no. This game's basically a stay away from me. Same with Dallas versus Cleveland, and then lastly, another sneaky, not sneaky. I apologize. What am I saying? But Jane Daniels, I love Terry McLaurin, like I said this week, and then Zach Ertz. This would be my double stack here. Then Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin running out of the slot. Love that. Mike Evans would be your way to get different GPPs. I think that's fine as well. And so my favorite contrarian game stacks on the week. I don't know if they'll be contrarian, but like Buffalo, definitely my favorite. T-Law is going to be too popular to put in this category, but I really like T-Law. I love Tua, so I'll throw Tua in there. Love that. And yeah, everyone else is going to be popular. I think it's for good reason. The chalk is good chalk this week, in my opinion. But find ways to get different. And yeah, hopefully you guys had a good night. And that's the end of the video. I will talk to y'all in the next.